Hello, everyone. This is a Fox Hunter. Breaking news: Don Lemon has been arrested by federal agents. This is important. As I mentioned to you previously, Donald Trump has intimidated all mainstream media outlets, and because of that, now we depend of independent journalism to spread the truth and speak against Donald Trump and his totalitarian regime. Now, as I mentioned to you before, it's starting to become harder to speak out and spread uh, the facts because we live under a totalitarian regime. This is it. This is clear as day signs that Donald Trump is trying to suppress freedom of speech. Now, why is Don Lemon so important? Well, because uh, Don Don Lemon was broadcasting and covering protest inside of a church in Minneapolis. For example, right here we can read that late Thursday night, former CNN anchor Don Lemon was arrested by federal agents at the direction of Attorney General Pam Bondi. Independent journalist Georgia Ford was arrested as well, along with the activists Trahern, Jeen Cruz, and Jamael Lydell Lundy. The arrest stemmed from a protest in city's church in St. Paul, Minnesota, where the pastor is also an immigration and custom enforcement agent. Protesters entered the church chanting "Eyes Out," disrupting services. Troubling though this might be, places of worship have often been considered off limits for political protest. The protesters did not assault anyone or even destroy property. And yes, that is true. Now, for people who might want to know what exactly happened, everything is documented. Don Lemon was broadcasting live that day, and you can still find his broadcast. You can find it on his YouTube page, Don Lemon, the Don Lemon Show. Now, the way you find this footage is you go to the live section of his YouTube page, and you'll find it right here. As you can see, Don Lemon live on the scene. This was 11 days ago. Today is the 30th of January, and as I open when I opened the website, when I opened the video, you can see it was a long stream. It was almost 7 hours long. So in a minute 35, 58, you can see Don Lemon actually getting out of his car,
It's from shit. It's
and
from
he's narrating everything. He was
Nice,
broadcasting live.
It's Wesley
You can
Snipes.
follow everything happening. As you can see, the church was empty. Well, from the outside, it was a cold day. Now, um, people might say that he broke the law, but that is not true.
Okay,
He was not part of the demonstration. He was not protesting. He was
okay, just stand on the
documenting
sidewalk.
everything. He was speaking and filming,
There were two
asking questions,
on
and we can see everything happen in real time. Look, right here, you can see him enter through the door. The door. Obviously, the place was open for anyone to walk in. Now, in this section of the video, we can see the cameraman stayed outside waiting for Don Lemon to give the word if it was okay for them for the camera to go inside. Don Lemon was respecting the laws. He did not uh, broke into the building. He did not cause any wreckage of anything. Now, if we follow what happens that day, you can see that we hear on the audio uh, how the services are being taking place. Right? We little by little we start moving faster forward.
Hey, Meta, record.
On minute 40, 50 of the video, you can hear the first protesters started speaking out. Listen.
So activists are now in the church, and they are protesting, surrounded the church on the inside. They have found out that one of the pastors at here in the city, in the area,
Oh no.
Now, obviously, at this part of the video, they're starting having problems with the connection because obviously, broadcasting live it doesn't guarantee the best signal, of course. So as we can see, this is where the protest starts picking up momentum. But this is not a hostile crowd. They are speaking out. They are chanting. They interrupted the services. But there was no violence. There was no destruction of private property. So this all happened that day. It was all broadcasted live. This is independent.
So the protesters are confronting church members and leaders. They have stopped the service. A lot of people, a number of people have left. There are some who are still sitting here.
Are you okay with the injustice that's happening within your city? We pray for justice. Are you okay? So you're not okay with
I'm just here. I'm just here photographing.
Are you okay with
I'm not part of the group. I'm just here photographing. I'm a journalist. Excuse me, sir.
Here you can see Don Lemon. He's approaching right here. Look, he wasn't part of the protest.
So you can see the protesters here have gathered over here. They're in the middle of the church. In the beginning of the church service, the pastor was speaking, and Nakima stood up and said her piece, and then the protesters surrounded her. But this is a clandestine mission. I think they found out according to them, this is according to Operation Pull Up, that one of the pastors here is a member of ICE. And so, here we go.
You could talk to the lead pastor.
Yeah.
Let me show you.
Okay. And so, the pastor is over there. And so they're screaming, Renee Good.
So we can see clearly that Don Lemon was not part of the protest. He was documenting as an independent correspondent. He had an objective position where he was not siding with anyone. He was not siding with the protesters. He was not siding with the church. He was interviewing people. As if we fast forward, he is interviewing people. He's documenting. This is what freedom of speech is. It is unbiased. It is asking questions. It is putting everything on video.
And we were interrupted by this group of protesters. We asked them to leave, and they obviously have not left. So,
What do you think of this?
I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship. So,
But there were folks who will say,
I have to take care of my flock. And
okay,
my
but listen,
family.
we live in there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me, though.
We're here to worship Jesus.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why we're here.
Okay.
That's what we're about.
Don't you think Jesus would be understanding and love these folks?
We're about spreading the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to them as a Christian?
No one is willing to talk.
Okay.
I have to take care of my church and my family, so I asked that you actually would also leave this building.
You don't want us to chronicle what happened?
Unless you're here to worship.
I'm always worship. I'm a Christian.
We're here to worship.
Yeah.
We're here to worship. Okay.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. I appreciate it. So that's one of the pastors of the church, and it's kind of loud, so I can't hear him. But they're still there, and then, pardon me, sir. Sorry. Do you mind if we talk to you? What do you think?
So yes, as you can see, Don Lemon was not disturbing the peace. He was not protesting. He was documenting everything. He was asking questions, interviewing people. This is important because without documentation of what is happening, people obviously like Donald Trump and all his lackeys, they make up lies. If we didn't have this video, people would jump into conclusions and accuse Don Lemon of disrupting and being part of the protest. But thankfully, we have this documentation, and there have been already attempts of arresting Don Lemon before. Now, let me play a video of CNN, what CNN thinks about the arrest of Don Lemon. Just listen to this video right here.
I'm a journalist.
The arrest of journalist and former CNN anchor Don Lemon is shocking on so many levels, starting with the fact that going after journalists for actions that are almost arguably always protected by the First Amendment. That's shocking, as well as the Assistant Attorney General Harmeet Dillon labeling Don and the protesters domestic terrorists, which is arguably a violation of the DC Bar Code of Professional Conduct. But beyond that, the charges have already been rejected by two different judges. The Justice Department's initial arrest warrant against Don was rejected by Magistrate Judge Douglas Micco, who signed off on 3 other arrest warrants, but not Don's. And then the Justice Department immediately appealed it, which is very surprising. And in fact, the Chief Judge, the Honorable Patrick Schultz, a former clerk for Antonin Scalia at the U.S. Supreme Court, and also a George W. Bush appointee, commented in a letter how surprising it was, saying that he had surveyed all of the judges, some of whom have been judges in our district for over 40 years, and no one can remember the government asking a district judge to review a magistrate judge's denial of an arrest warrant. Beyond that, and more importantly, Judge Schultz looked at what the Justice Department was saying about Don and wrote, Lemon and his producer, quote, were not protesters at all. Instead, they were a journalist and his producer. There is no evidence that those two engaged in any criminal behavior or conspired to do so. No evidence. And still, the Justice Department, under Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, and Donald Trump, the president, still pressed on. And one wonders, are they trying to pursue justice, or are they trying to pursue revenge or retribution, or trying to scare journalists out of doing the important work of journalism?
And that's it. That's what this is. They are trying to scare people from speaking the truth. Donald Trump is trying to become a totalitarian dictator. And the way totalitarian dictators become powerful is by suppressing the freedom of speech, free press. Don Lemon cannot be intimidated monetarily, financially. He's outside of the FCC reach. The FCC was weaponized by Donald Trump when they tried to cancel Jimmy Kimmel's show a few months ago. That's why this is important. Now, here's another correspondent who was also arrested. Let's see right here.
Okay. Okay, well, this is really scary. There's kids in the house. You guys have not been really friendly in the community. And to me, this seems a little, can I finish, sir? Can I finish? Can I finish?
Get your phone.
This seems a little bit aggressive to have all these cars in our cul-de-sac, 2, 3 agents, and now I saw the one disappear to the back. So to me, this is a little aggressive to just serve a warrant. Slide the warrant. Let me see the warrant. Okay. And that, to me, what I have been told, is not a judicial warrant that has me to have to open the door for you.
Do you want to wear my black boots?
You guys, I wanted to alert the public that agents are at my door right now. They're saying that they were able to go before a grand jury sometime, I guess, in the last 24 hours, and that they have a warrant for my arrest. I've talked to my attorney, and I'm being advised to go with them, I guess, down to Whipple. And my children are here. They're impacted by this. This is all stemming from the fact that I filmed a protest as a member of the media. We are supposed to have our constitutional right of the freedom to film, to be a member of the press. I don't feel like I have my First Amendment right as a member of the press, because now federal agents are at my door arresting me for filming the church protest a few weeks ago. Again, I don't have a long time here, you guys, but I wanted you to know, for me, agents are at my door right now. My attorney has spoken with them. I did send a relative outside to talk to them. They're showing some type of documentation, apparently, that they got an indictment from a grand jury. I knew that I was on a defendant's list. I did not publish it because it was under seal. And so we've done everything that we can to try and abide by, the advice of our attorneys. But right now, you guys, I wanted you to know I'm going to have to hop off here and surrender to agents as a member of the press. I filmed the church protest a few weeks ago, and now I'm being arrested for that. It's hard to understand how we have a constitution, constitutional rights, when you can just be arrested for being a member of the press. We've seen all these violations. All right, you guys, I gotta go. They're knocking.
Yep, she's coming right now.
Give me.
So yes, as you can see now, who is this lady? As I read on the newspaper earlier, this lady is let's see, who is this lady? Church enforcement trouble. Let's see. Hold on 1 second, please. Journalist. This is Georgia Fort. She was arrested too because of the same reason, for covering the protest inside of the church. And as we have seen on video, people of the press were not being part of the protest, so they were not breaking any laws. And as we already heard, they have already tried to file charges against Don Lemon, but the judge turned them down because, as we can see on this video, you can still find the video. It was filmed on January 18, a couple of weeks ago. It was live streamed 7 hours long. After Don Lemon covered the protest inside of the church, he went outside and continued covering more protests on the streets of Minneapolis that day. It was a cold day, snow everywhere, and Don Lemon was doing the work. he was boots on the ground, putting up with the weather and interviewing people, doing the right job of speaking the truth, showing what is happening right now. And this is why I'm telling you, it is important to support independent media, and it is important for all of us to speak out, to show what is happening. Donald Trump is trying to suppress freedom of speech. The free media is under attack. This is it. This is important. That's why I didn't even have to dig for any news to cover, because this came out this morning. This is not right. This is overstepping. This is very important. That Donald Trump is weaponizing the Department of Justice to suppress freedom of speech. Just plain and simple. Donald Trump becoming the totalitarian dictator that he promised he wasn't going to be. He fooled people. He lied to people when he said that he wasn't going to be a dictator. And now we're seeing right now that he is becoming what he claimed he didn't want to be. That's it. This is important. Spread the word. This is overstepping. We can see here, this right here is evidence that Don Lemon did not break the law. He was doing journalist work, freedom of speech, covering a protest, documenting what happened. He was asking questions, being respectful, talking to people, asking opinions. He was not part of the protest. And still, he is being targeted. Why? Because he is a free journalist. He's independent journalist. He cannot be intimidated by the FCC. He cannot be manhandled like the same way that Donald Trump has intimidated mainstream media. And that's why I'm telling you, this is important. We have to speak out. My channel was not a journalist or leftist news channel. No, but now I have to do it because this is not the America that we all grew up with. This is not free, the land of the free anymore. This is oppression by a totalitarian regime. Donald Trump is a totalitarian dictator. This is the beginning. Well, it already started a long time ago, but this is how he weaponized the Department of Justice, trying to go after independent media, after journalists. Please stay on top of this. This is important. We cannot let this by. If he's going to start going after other people who try to speak against him, he will find any excuse to arrest independent journalists. And this cannot happen. We cannot let this go. So please, speak out. Support Don Lemon. He will be released. And this is another important thing that I want to remind people. By trying to suppress Don Lemon, Donald Trump has made him world famous. All around the world, people is speaking against Donald Trump. There are demonstrations everywhere around the world against ICE. And now that Donald Trump has weaponized the Department of Justice and arrested Don Lemon, he is going to become world famous. People, you don't know how much this is benefiting Don Lemon. You think that Donald Trump has quieted this man? No, he has empowering him now, because his name is gonna resonate. His name is gonna be known by many more people, and this is gonna backfire big time against Donald Trump. So this is important. That's why I had to make this video and put it out as soon as possible. Today, Friday, it is a national day of protest. Today, we're not supposed to go outside to do any activities like purchasing or doing anything else. I was going to upload a video later on today with a different topic, but this is important. This is as important as the shooting of those innocent people out there. Those people lost their lives by talks, violent federal agents, ICE, terrorist ICE members of the Trump Gestapo army. And now this is backfiring on him. This is going to bite Donald Trump in the ass. This is not going to be good for him. He was already down on the polls. He's fearing losing the midterms and then getting impeached, hopefully kicked out of office. But this is not good for him. This is not good for him. This is an attack on freedom of speech, plain and simple. You can find the evidence. If people claim that Don Lemon broke the law, all you have to do is go to his YouTube channel, find the live stream that he performed on January 18. You can see everything right there. Already judges have seen this footage, and they turned down any type of arrest warrants that were directed at Don Lemon. And now, still, Donald Trump put a finger on this man. He has made him world famous. People are going to know the name Don Lemon, and he's going to be even more famous. I guarantee you right now, Don Lemon has 1.1 million subscribers. In the next couple of weeks, his YouTube channel is going to reach maybe 5 million views. I guarantee you, he's going to become even more famous. And this is going to bite Donald Trump in the ass. You'll see. Okay, so that's it for the moment. We need to stay on top of this. Don Lemon, he's an example of freedom of speech, independent media. This man is doing God's work here. As you can see, he was not offensive, aggressive at all. He was respectful, asking questions, and that's the way it's supposed to be. And well, as I told you guys, this is important. That's why I needed to cover. So thanks again for watching. Help me continue broadcasting what is happening here in America by clicking a subscribe and a like to this channel. I'm a facts hunter. Once again, Donald Trump is trying to destroy America, and we need to stop him. So keep watching what's happening in America. Thanks again for your time, and that's it for me for this moment. Have a good time. I'll see you later, guys. Bye-bye for now.